You are now tuned in to the GNWY podcast.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the GNWY podcast. This is your host, Jordan Miller, and we are super excited to have you tuning in. So be sure to rate, review, subscribe, like, do all of the things that you can so we can be able to get these stories out more effectively. And today, we have none other than the man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah.
All the way from New York, okay?
The Bronx in the building.
Brandon Toombs, everybody. Make some noise for my guy, Brandon Toombs.
Thanks,
okay,
thank you.
They call you B. They call you what do they call you?
You know, they call me B. They call me BT. They call me B Senior. You know it is with a too much T.
Too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Well, I appreciate you coming through, my guy.
Appreciate you.
You looking fresh as usual.
I do what I can.
For one, for the people that do not know, you got a lot going for you, but the main thing you got is a beautiful son. Okay.
Yes.
Brandon Jr. Okay. BB. My son loves your kid, bro.
Yeah, they best friends. They best friends.
Best friends. And so, and he's black and what? He's
Mexican.
Mexican, bro. He's super dope. He's fire.
Yeah.
Swag daddy. Yeah. Dude, I appreciate you coming through, man. For one, I think I'm going to do a little shout out for your business.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Let me smile.
New Wave Nutrition. Okay. These teas are delicious. Ricky. Okay. ASAP Ricky, tell the people what flavor did you get? You got.
I got the red with Skittles.
Skittles.
Yeah.
Skittles. What do you think about it? It's fire.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh yeah, I like it. I like it when they can't speak. When you can't, when it got the taste buds like you can't speak. That's when it's the best.
Yeah, that's what's up. And mine is the Gushers, right?
Gushers,
Yeah,
yes.
bro. This is fire. I for one, I go to your place like quite a bit.
Right.
Okay, and you have that what is it, the pecan or almond?
Well, you know, being that I'm from the East Coast, we have a
Right.
constant battle between pecan and pecan.
Oh,
However,
here we go again.
I
No.
do know that you're referring to the maple pecan,
maple pecan,
as you would say.
bro. So you say pecan?
Yes.
You say pecan.
How do you spell pecan?
I don't care how you spell it. How do you enunciate it?
What does C-A-N spell?
C-A-N? How do you spell your name?
Brandon. And that's how I would like to be addressed.
Bro, I appreciate you coming through for one. You're a big entrepreneur.
Yes.
You've got multiple businesses and you've helped businesses grow and be successful and everything. And so I want to go into, for one, what got you into, actually, before we get into you jumping into being an entrepreneur, before this, you were a pretty big like entertainer and like traveling around, impacting lives and everything, even through STEP.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So tell us a little bit about your performing history.
So, you know, back in the day, you know, before the knees hit 3-3,
Yeah.
I was a part of a brotherhood, Christian brotherhood, Delta Phi Chi. Shout out to my brothers.
Okay.
Which was, you know, Disciples for Christ.
Mm-hmm.
And basically what we did, we
And that
traveled.
was in New York, yeah.
This was actually in Virginia.
Maryland, okay.
Yeah, so
Gotcha.
we were in Virginia at the time. And basically we traveled basically the U.S., actually the country, because we did leave the country a few times.
Yeah.
The country.
The
know
world.
What I mean?
yeah. International.
And,
yeah.
you know, we competed in step competitions against some of the elite Divine Nine programs, different fraternities and things like that. And our message was, our mission was just to bring Christ to the forefront through an avenue where he's not often elevated.
Yeah.
And so through that, we developed a rapping group, spoken word. We just started to hit all the areas where people are in our generation desired to find enjoyment.
Yeah.
So
Entertainment and everything.
yeah, that's pretty much what that was. And I created a lot of friendships through that, got to meet a lot of people who have now grown to become well known throughout the industry, and it's just a great opportunity.
That's dope. So you graduated college and everything, and then you got married like pretty shortly after that, or no?
Now I would say I graduated college in 2011. So yeah, I got married about 7 years later.
Okay. Yeah. So like going from there to now moving to Oklahoma, for one, what's the shift been like for you going from New York to Maryland, Virginia, and then now Oklahoma.
So the shift from basically living up the East Coast has been drastic.
Yeah, I bet.
I enjoy it because life slows down a little and I get to just embrace the moments that I do get to share with people.
Yeah.
However, the lack of the fast pace kind of gets me in a place of boredom from time to time.
Yeah.
Which is what sprung me into action to become a serial entrepreneur.
Yeah. Definitely. And so what was the first thing that whenever you got to Oklahoma, I think that, whenever we first met, that's whenever you first moved here, right?
Yes.
And so like you started even while you were out of state, before you got to Oklahoma, you had this nutrition business already going. Yeah.
Right.
And so like how has that been able to grow from that time that you moved to Oklahoma?
Honestly, my passion to just be able to help people get to a place of loving themselves no matter what is what got me into the health industry and the desire to do that. So back home, it was often just hosting free workout classes and things like that because I became a personal trainer and I realized that a lot of trainers, they are in it for the money.
Yeah.
Like if you're a trainer and you can't be honest with your clients and say, listen, you can meet with me as many times as you want.
Yeah.
But if you don't change your mind, if you don't change what you're doing at home, in private, in the kitchen, you're not going to get the results you're looking for. So basically, through that, I decided to step away from personal training, and I offered the training free because I wanted to build relationships with people and say, hey, you know what, come work out with me.
Yeah.
And in addition to this, this is how we're going to eat. This is how we're going to change our daily habits to make it a lifestyle.
That's a huge thing too. Like, they say 80% of like fitness is
Nutrition.
all nutrition.
Yep.
And so like, that's a big thing. Like you can change your whole like workout routine and be active, but you don't change your diet, then like
nothing's going to change.
Everything can be thrown out the
no
window.
matter what they say on Instagram. These dudes with the abs eating pizza and all this stuff every day, you cannot eat what you want.
Right.
And stay shredded.
Right.
It's not possible.
Unless you're like doing hours and hours in the gym, but that's not like,
or paying for it.
That's not conducive to somebody who has a regular life.
Fact.
You
Big
know
facts.
what I'm saying? Or like us, we got kids.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And like doing
yeah.
businesses and everything. It's like, how do you actually stay, within the gym, but then also, conducive to your lifestyle and everything.
It's not happening. It's
and
discipline.
So that's dope, man. That's a huge thing for people to like actually grasp that. It's more of a mindset change than a schedule change.
100%.
So that's dope, man. So that's how you got into it, and then actually building a business with your whole nutrition line and everything. How is you went from, since I've known you, you've got clients, you've got even people that are selling under you and everything like that. Like, and now you have your own club.
Yeah.
Like that's huge, man. So take us through that whole process and what that was like.
So at first it was frightening because, before moving here, I never had like a storefront. Like I never had a brick and mortar location. Yeah. So it was always based off of my work ethic.
Yeah.
Now having a storefront, it sprung me into realizing that this is just a platform for me to, a platform for me to open the door for people, not just in health, but people in general to find their passion, to find themselves. And so moving here, I saw the opportunity to get a storefront because I didn't realize it was possible until I moved here and life slowed down.
Yeah.
Now, with having the storefront, it has allowed me to create a place where people can come and literally enjoy the lounge atmosphere, the coffee shop atmosphere.
Yeah. And
know that there's a safe place for them to come, no matter what.
Yeah.
Like I have clients coming in often, it's a great thing to be able to be there in one location for people in some of their hardest times.
Yeah.
Like I've had clients come in and they just break down. And I am grateful for the opportunity to be there for them, to be able to speak into their lives, to be able to empower them, to pull them up from whatever they're going through, to let them know, hey, you can make it out of this. Your circumstance right now doesn't determine your future.
Yeah, definitely.
And so that's been the biggest blessing of having the storefront and now being able to use that for other areas of business as well.
Yeah, definitely. That's dope. I mean, and it's all ages going into your store. Like every
All
time I'm in
ages.
there, like there's either a gang load of kids or there's like some adults going in there with their kids and everything like
Yeah.
that. It's super dope, man. And the vibe. How did you come up with the name?
So once I got into the industry, I realized, I connected with some people and they basically showed me the ropes. And I had to make a decision where if I wanted to stick with the current wave that was happening in the industry,
Yeah.
or if I wanted to create a new wave.
Yeah. Okay.
And so,
okay. That deserves the DJ thing right there. Bam, 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 bam. Say new wave one more time.
New wave.
Yeah. Okay.
And in addition to deciding to keep it new wave, we added
Yeah.
a lounge to it because we wanted people to know that, hey, this isn't a place where you can come in and have to come in and go right out, but you can come in and relax, kick off your shoes, feel at home, watch the game, whatever you want to do your homework.
It's just like people doing like Starbucks. Instead of Starbucks and getting all that caffeine, cream, and sugar and everything, you're actually going in a lounge and actually hanging out and doing the same thing you would do there, but with nutrition.
Yeah, something that's going to benefit your life instead of take away from it.
Exactly. So, I mean, you have that, and then tell the people where that is, like, located right now.
So, the location of New Wave Nutrition Lounge is 12332 North Mustang Road, Yukon, Oklahoma.
Wow.
It is located off of Northwest Expressway and North Mustang Road.
Wow, you know that one off top. Okay.
Yes, in the Surrey Hills.
I feel like you've had to say that quite a bit. That's lit.
Yeah, I do.
That's what's up, man. So you have that whole thing, and that's going really well for you. Super proud of you, bro. It's dope to see where you've gone from that to where you're at now. And then also, and you have also started another business as well, called Ace of Spades. Mm-hmm. And then tell us how that started and what that's all about.
So, Ace of Spades is actually underneath the umbrella of my consulting firm that I started. Is Universal Consulting Group.
Yeah.
So within the Ace of Spades sector, our desire is to build and teach young people how to become business owners.
Okay.
To show them what's possible and how to get a brick and mortar location for whatever business that you're in.
Yeah.
And what that looks like oftentimes is holding different workshops, opening up the space, teaching people how to build credit, teaching people, hey, and not personal. Like, I'm not doing this for your personal life.
Yeah.
I have people that I can connect you to for that.
That's good.
But what we're looking to do is teaching you how to build your business, how to build business credit, how to get trade lines,
That's good.
How to market yourself so that you can stand on your business alone.
Yeah.
And that's been a really big blessing because things that come second nature to me, I don't realize how beneficial they are to people looking to become entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Like, everyone doesn't know how to get a EIN or how to take that EIN and register with Dun and Bradstreet. I'm just giving some nuggets right now just for people who are curious.
Yeah.
Because once you have that number, basically, once your business starts to grow and your revenue gets up there, then you can start to purchase and you can start to do things strictly as your business without putting your personal SSN at risk.
Yeah, definitely. That's real, man. And I think like a big thing that you always mention too is like generational wealth. And so like, I think that's really, respectable. And a lot of people don't think about that. They just want to, build their own brand, build their own thing, but like not even thinking about what's going to set them up for success later down the road. And even their family, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that's a huge thing and really respectable that you're actually doing that. Right now, currently, and as a young entrepreneur, a lot of people like say they want to be an entrepreneur, but it's different whenever you actually get into it. You know what I'm saying?
It's work,
bro. Work? What? And like a lot of people just don't have that drive, that same type of drive, and like work ethic that it takes to
Yeah.
even be, in that type of realm. And so, what has it been like, that whole process for you to, what I'm saying, for one, start up business, let that go, and then start a whole nother one, and then build that to where it is right now?
Honestly, it's what got me focused on being serial entrepreneur, because I realized I want to help people start business, and I want to teach them how to grow them.
Yeah.
And sometimes what that looks like for me is starting them, building them, and then passing them on.
Okay.
And so by doing that, I had to learn how to self-employ myself.
Gotcha.
And if you don't employ yourself, then you are basically determining that your hour is worth $0 per. So being self-employed, being an entrepreneur, you get to choose how much your hour is going to be worth. I refuse to allow another man or woman tell me, hey, you're only worth $7.50 for 8 hours of your day.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
That's real.
But if I choose to do nothing, I'm choosing $0.
Definitely.
If I'm choosing to hustle, I'm choosing to grind, and I want to say, hey, you know what? My hours will be worth 100 per. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
So having that drive to employ yourself, to actually discipline yourself to go and to do is what's going to make the change.
Yeah.
You got to get up early. You have to stay up late. You have to sacrifice.
Yeah.
And you have to go through it.
Yeah.
But every time you fall, you gotta pull yourself back up, and you got to keep going.
Yeah.
Because there's like we were talking about, that generational wealth. Like anytime I feel like quitting, I think about my son.
Yeah.
I think about my wife. I'm like, hey, where will they be?
Yeah.
What will happen to them if I stop?
Definitely.
If I decide to do nothing? If I decide to have a lapse of judgment, what's going to happen to my family?
Yeah.
And so that continues to drive me, because if something ever does happen to me, I want them to be able to still continue to have that residual income that daddy created.
Yeah.
And that's only by the grace of God that I can do that. So that's why I continue to just push.
Keep working. Yeah. That's real, man. And you're currently reading a book called what?
H3 Leadership.
Okay.
Humble, hungry, and I forgot the third one because I ain't reached there yet.
Right. That's dope. And who's that by again?
The author is the executive director for Survivor. So
Like the show?
Yeah, so you can
Okay.
have some homework to find that one.
I was about to
because
say, yeah, I don't know.
I don't want to butcher this man's name,
Right.
which is the real reason. Because
Yeah.
I know I will butcher it, so I'm not even going to try it. But I
Yeah.
do know he created Survivor and a few other popular shows that a lot of people watch. And he started from the mud.
Yeah. That's lit. So yesterday I was actually at your shop and you asked me a pretty deep question. And like, I feel like I answered it. You said we probably answered it the same way.
Yeah, we
But
did.
What was the question? And we can kind of dig into that.
Don't worry, I got you right here.
Oh, you're a note taker,
Yes,
right?
I am a big note taker.
Remember that, ASAP Ricky. Leaders are note takers, okay?
Yeah.
I've heard that say
got-
so many times.
Leaders or readers. Yeah, we got the nuggets.
Then I need to get better at that.
The name of the book, also just to give you that reference, is Humble, Hungry, Hustle.
Hustle, okay.
Hungry, Humble,
That's
Hustle.
the third one. You should have
Yeah.
known that. You've been saying that this whole time.
Right, I've been
That's right.
hustling. The
Hustling so
game.
hard, I forgot to say hustle. Yeah. That's
So
dope.
the question actually came from a portion in the book that was talking about inspiration. And I had to ask myself, was like, how do I become better? How do I become a better leader?
Yeah.
And becoming a better leader, you have to ask yourself the hard questions. You have to determine whether or not, hey, if something isn't broke, why fix it? And so what I posed to you yesterday was, do you believe in that statement? If something isn't broke, don't fix it.
Right.
And I don't know if you want
Why fix it? Yeah.
Oh yeah, why fix it?
Right.
So for me, oftentimes it was, I get into these areas where I work and I get things well oiled and they're doing good.
Yeah.
And I move on to something else because it's working and it's producing what I needed to produce at that moment.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of us get.
Yeah.
But just because it's working doesn't mean it cannot be improved upon.
Right.
So you always want to revisit the things that you think are working, because there's areas where you can actually improve them to make it better for you and the people that are working those areas, or the people that are inspired by that.
Right. Yeah. That's real. And then I think like even something that I was saying yesterday is that like, because I was listening to another podcast as well about like leading up. And so like if I was employed by you and I seen something that, you know what I'm saying, you probably don't see, like, let's say you started a business, you let it go, and said it's working really well, and you got people in place and all that kind of stuff. You may not be always in the daily, like, grind with that. And so, like, the people that are under you are probably seeing a lot more problems or things that can be approved on. And so, like, a lot of people, I even see, like, leaders that are over those groups, like, be the cap to that business because they don't let those employees be able to lead.
You stepping on toes now.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like they won't actually, like, they just want to have that pride and be like, okay, well, I started it. Okay, well, okay, who cares? Like, let these other people help finish it. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, that right there, that's an area where we also, because I don't want to point people out, but that's an area where we all fail as leaders. If you are the end all be all in your company, you're not a good leader. If you have people that you have hired to do different things, but they cannot progress without bringing it to you first, when you constantly want the approval and the appraisal, you're not a good leader. You may do good things. Doesn't take away from, you know, the fact that you created this, blah, blah, blah. However, you put people in places to allow them the freedom to flourish. So I don't want to be the one leading all the meetings. Good leaders often speak last. When you're the first to speak and the last to speak, you're not giving people creative freedom. And that's like, leadership is a powerful tool, especially when it comes to being an entrepreneur and a business creator. Because if you're not inspiring people, then they're not going to stick around. Because people aren't going to work for you with blood, sweat, and tears when they don't have a vision, that they're following or that inspires them.
I keep hearing this saying all the time. Well, I'll say it all the time, but I heard it one time. But like a lot of people will work for a what, but people will die for a why. And it's like, you know, people will see your mission and vision, you know what I'm saying? And they'll actually grind harder for that, because if you have a powerful vision and a powerful mission, then it doesn't even matter what they're doing, but as long as they're a part and they feel a part of that, then they're going to do whatever it takes. But if it's all you have is just a business and a product and there's nothing, you know what I'm saying, a meaning behind it, it's just like, okay, I'll work for you for $7 an hour and then just clock out and not worry about it. So, like, that's real, man. You got to have a purpose and a meaning behind what you're doing.
And a vision. That's the challenge. Like, I'm not even going to front. I'm at a point in the book right now where he actually told me to stop reading. So
what?
The
book said stop reading?
It's like clear.
That's lit.
On the paper and in the audio book. He said stop reading. If you don't have a clear vision that's easy to remember, why are you even listening to this book?
Dang. Okay.
Why are you even reading this book? And then he gave tips on how to create that vision, because I have a vision. I have a vision statement. Do I have it memorized? Not at all, because it's exquisite. You know, it has all these words in there. And then he's like, no, your vision needs to be simple, something that's easy to remember, something that moves people to action. If you don't have those things in your vision, people aren't going to buy into it, because if they got to pull it up to see what the statement is. And like,
I go to your Instagram bio and just read it off like that. Right.
And so and he pointed out a few companies with great vision statements that, you know, I don't have memorized. Obviously, I don't work for them, but
Right.
like, you know, Make-A-Wish,
Yeah.
their vision statement is simple, something that moves people to help. Amazon has a great one, and these are a few that he pointed out, and I stopped reading
Yeah.
because my vision wasn't clear. Like, I know why I do it, but my why doesn't drive the people that work with me. It doesn't drive them because their whys are different.
Yeah.
So I have to create something that's going to be sustainable for years to come, even when I do move on from this. And yeah, that kind of stung when somebody tells you, "Hey, stop reading my book."
Yeah.
Like,
definitely.
all right, you got it, boss.
Yeah. And I mean, is it even biblical, right? I mean, without a vision, people will perish, right?
Yep.
So yeah, I that's a huge thing. Even with like Generation Y is like, I mean, obviously that's the thing that we push is like your why, your purpose, and everything. And with a couple of guests ago, or 2 guests ago, I was talking about the 3 levels of even passion, purpose, and everything. Like your passion, you know, is like whatever skill or whatever thing you find a hobby in or whatever you're good at, right? And then you take your gifting, turn it into a purpose, and then you're actually using your gift for somebody else, and your purpose is actually changing lives, right? And then taking it even further than that, I thought about like what's the next level after that? Because like you could be serving people all day long, but then what's the, you know, after that? And my thing that kind of come to my mind and my heart was like a burden. You have a burden for something, and then that takes your purpose even deeper. Is because like there are people that are hurting, but how can you use this to actually, you know, for years to come, how are you going to be able to change the world? Because everybody wants to say that, I want to change the world. I want to do this and that.
But why?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Why? I was like, I remind myself often, like, if your why doesn't make you cry, then why try? And I have to remind myself ASAP over there.
He was about to hit
the
right. That was fire.
And that kind of drove me to realize, because I felt like I achieved my why. And
when did you feel like you achieved that?
I would say probably about 1.5 years ago.
During what? Like what happened? Your kid? I'm just kidding.
Actually, yeah.
For real?
That's what he is. He's about 1.5 years. And like right around that time, I felt like everything was firing on all cylinders. Like businesses were prospering, and I was in a good place. Yeah. And what happened from that, though, is I went into cruise control.
You got comfortable?
And exactly. And then I realized once it started to hit the fan, it's like, if you don't have a why that makes you cry, why are you trying? My new why wasn't making me cry. And, you know, for those of you that don't understand what I'm saying by that, not necessarily breakdown or tears cry, but something that makes you work so hard like that you're willing to give up everything for it. Yeah. I didn't have that. I got lost in that. Yeah. And I had to recreate my why.
You had to get a new wave.
Yeah, a new wave, because your why can change. Your why will change, actually. You can't, like, your why will not be the same forever. There will be things in your life that happen that causes your why to change, and you have to be willing to change with that why.
That was it. See, that's it. I was even gonna bring this up today about posting it on the story about your calling, like will never change. Right. Because like a lot of people want to be like, I want to change people's life. I want to do this. I want to do that. Like I was saying, change the world and everything. That's never gonna change. Nope. But how you do it, and then your vocation, there it is, and your location and your title and your position and everything like that. Like I went from like at in my high school, I was working at City Bites, right? Making sandwiches, right? Right. Still thinking I want to change the world. I want to do this and that, right?
One sandwich at a time.
You got to still be able to change your world in each position and place that you're at, because like your calling will never change.
And that's the thing a lot of people forget. Just because you're not doing what you want to do right now doesn't mean you're not walking in that calling.
Yep.
You have to continue. Even if you're making sandwiches, if your desire is to change the world,
Yep.
you better make those sandwiches like
Hella
every
bomb.
like every bite that this
Yeah.
person is about to take is going to change them.
Bro, that's what I was thinking
Like
too on the
that's
grill. I was like, oh, this is gonna
you
be
got
fire.
to, because the way you work now,
Yeah.
when you're somewhere you don't want to be, is going to determine how hard you work when you do get what you want.
Exactly.
Like if you're not willing to sacrifice and do the hard work right now
Yep.
to stay up late and wake up early,
Yeah.
what do you think you're going to do when you do get a taste of what they're for?
Right. Whenever you get the money or whenever you get
Yeah.
the position or whatever business you're trying to own. Yeah.
Like it's not going to be a surprise. That's why a lot of people start businesses, start companies, have these dreams, but they fail
Yep.
because you didn't condition yourself
Yeah.
beforehand for what was coming.
Yep.
And that's going back to myself. That's what happened. I didn't condition myself. I was not a father before a year and a half ago, so I didn't know what was forthcoming.
That we know of. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Right.
And so becoming a father,
Yeah.
I had to remember myself.
Yeah.
Like my focus became making sure that my son is taken care of, that he has,
which is a whole nother
everything
job
he
in
wants.
itself.
Yeah, like he's with me
Yeah.
majority of the week.
Yeah.
Like we send him to daycare just to have social interaction with other children
Yeah.
a few days a week. But majority of the time he's around grown-ups. He's around adults. So his maturity, like you can see at 1.5, like his growth is already exponential. And I put so much focus into that and making sure that my home was in place, that I started to forget the things that got me there.
Yeah.
Like I realized, dang, like I'm not dating my wife right now. Like what we're focused on working, paying the bills and taking care of this business and that business, but we're not dating each other.
Yeah.
And it's a continual thing. You have to make sure that you prioritize.
Yeah.
Like you have to have lists. Because being an entrepreneur, your mind is always racing.
Definitely.
You're always thinking of the next big thing. But you have to put things down on paper and list them out so that you can stick to them. Because if you're not, and it doesn't mean that the different things that you have to do are a task or a job. It's just a reminder of yourself, like, hey, tell my wife I love her. Give her a hug before I leave the house. Give her a kiss before I leave the house.
Yeah.
Hey, I know we haven't been on a date in 3 weeks. Make it happen this week.
Yeah.
Write these things out. Hey, go to the gym.
Right.
It's like, don't forget you.
Right. That's huge.
Putting those things down and making those lists happen
Yeah.
is when you start to level up as a leader.
Yeah.
Because you're not just leading your business, you're also leading your life. And you can't neglect one to build the other.
Yeah.
Because you're the same you, no matter what you're doing.
Yeah, definitely. No, that's real, man. A lot of people don't have goal setting mindsets, so it's like I just want to live day to day and like,
man.
let the chips fall.
Bro,
how
I
they
thought
be,
vision
but-
boards were cheesy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, man, I'm not about to cut up no magazines and put
Right.
no pictures of no Rolls Royce. And
Right.
I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that.
Right.
But it's not about the cheesiness. It's about manifesting things.
Manifesting is huge. Yeah.
Once you start manifesting things and you see where you're going and what you
You
desire,
see yourself in that Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
You see yourself actually
And
owning that business.
that's when you realize what you're pushing for.
Yeah.
Like,
And
don't
what
let
your
nobody
purpose
stop
is.
you.
You know what I'm saying? And like what value that you bring to the table.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't see yourself, I feel like that's something that I was struggling with too. Is like you really don't see like you're getting on to me about like not pricing myself at a
Man.
right
Stop
thing.
tricking yourself out, bro.
You know what I'm saying? And so you even giving game on that is like some people just like, you know, they have a even not even a passion to do something. You know what I'm saying? They have the availability to do something. And maybe it's like it's not your purpose to own a certain business, but maybe you have the availability, like you're saying, you build that business and then give it to somebody else, right? And so, like, I mean, if somebody else has a passion for it, you build it, and then basically you're creating opportunities for somebody to flourish.
You just got to teach them how to grind. Like, success isn't something that comes light, but you do have to take joy in the small successes.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to land the big success instantly.
Yeah.
But you got to keep pushing for it. You got to keep pushing for it. And like, you know, one of my personal mentors, which he don't know he is, but he says often, you know, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. And once you put yourself, that's my uncle, you know, Uncle E.T.
That's your uncle?
Uncle B.T., you know.
Like, for real, that's your uncle?
He don't know it.
Okay. I got you. I was about to say, low key, like, now that I'm thinking about it, y'all kind of look alike.
You know, that's a hip hop preacher. You know, you feel the flow.
Right. Yeah.
You know, I listen to that daily.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I've even, you know, I reached out to some of his team. You know, I get some nuggets from time to time.
Yeah.
And it motivates me.
That's a hard statement too. You know what I'm saying?
Because until you ever been in a place where you are struggling for breath, you don't understand what that kind of hustle is. Like, you know, I was diagnosed with asthma in the 5th grade.
Yeah.
And I remember the day it happened. I was walking home, and like I was walking up the hill to our home, and I got to the door, and like my breath, I was winded, and it just wasn't there. And I'm just like ringing the bell, like screaming for my grandmother to come out.
Yeah.
And it's like, I thought I was about to die. I was just like, man, I cannot breathe. What is happening to me? So when I heard that the first time years ago, it instantly resonated in me because I know what it feels like to struggle to breathe.
Yeah.
And that just pushed me even further because I am willing to lay my life down before I let somebody outwork me.
That's real.
That's where success is bred.
Yeah.
Because when you're willing to get down to your last breath, that's when you get the victory. That's when you see change.
That's when success is bred.
Yes,
like
sir.
bread.
Yeah.
So we all eating.
Facts. Everybody eats.
Welcome to the table.
Everybody eats, B.
That's lit, bro. Well, I appreciate you coming through, man.
Yeah,
I mean, I want you to be able to shout out everything that they can follow you at. And so like your nutritional wave, your personal, if you want people to follow your son's Instagram,
Oh yeah, I got it.
do all of that. And if you have your Ace of Spades ready to go, like give all that and then end it with one motivational quote that we can end this whole thing on.
All right, bet. Well, I'll go with the personal first because that's the easiest. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Brandon_Horatio_Toombs_senior. Yes, I am that guy to spell my whole name out. And my son's IG is the same. Just change the senior to junior, and you'll find him.
There you go.
Also, you can follow New Wave on all platforms. Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever, at New Wave Nutrition Lounge, underscores between each word.
Dope.
And you can follow.
This is what happens when you own too many businesses.
and if you're looking for some general consulting, you can actually look us up on Google to, see appointment times for Universal Consulting Group. Yeah. And within that, you can find everything. Yeah, I think that's all my handles.
Yeah. Dope, man. Well, I appreciate you coming through, my man,
brother.
even through this crazy time. And also, I mean, hit him up because he makes some bomb tacos. We had some the other night.
Taco Tuesday!
Yes, sir. It was bomb. And so we appreciate you coming out, man. And so if you can, do not forget to like, rate, review, subscribe, do all of the things to be able to get these stories out more effectively. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Hey.